I want to tell you a story that the medical textbooks usually leave out. It's the story of Martha, a 64-year-old grandmother from a small town in Ohio. When Martha first came to see me, she wasn't walking, she was shuffling. Her daughter was with her, clutching a stack of brochures for assisted living facilities. Martha had given up. She felt that her body was a house that was slowly being boarded up. But the thing that broke her heart the most, the thing that made her stop looking in the mirror, was her hair. Martha's scalp was so visible that she wore a heavy wool hat even in the humid Ohio summer. She told me, "Dear David, every time I wash my hair, I cry. I see hundreds of strands in the drain, and I feel like my womanhood is being washed away with them." Her previous doctors told her it was female pattern baldness and handed her a prescription for a chemical foam that irritated her skin and made her dizzy. They told her to accept the nursing home stage of life. But I saw something they didn't. I didn't see a dying woman. I saw a starving woman. Her hair follicles weren't dead. They were in a state of deep hibernation because they were being suffocated. Today, Martha is 66. She didn't go into that nursing home. In fact, she just finished a 5K walk for charity. And her hair? It's thick, wavy, and a vibrant silver that she wears with immense pride. She didn't use a single pharmaceutical drug to get there. She used a method that 97% of doctors overlook because you can't put a patent on a leaf. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly what we did for Martha. I'm going to show you the science of how to wake up your follicles from their starvation and how to stop hair loss in its tracks using one humble herb. But before we get into the how, I need to know who I am talking to. Your age and your current health status change how your body processes nutrients. Please, take a moment right now. Go to the comment section and type your age, your gender, and your hair loss score from 1 to 10, 1 being slight thinning, 10 being visible scalp. I ask this because hair loss isn't a one-size-fits-all problem. If you're a postpartum mother, your loss is hormonal. If you're an office worker over 50, it's likely stress and circulatory. By commenting, you help me create a community where we can track our collective progress. And let me be very clear, if you've been told your hair loss is just genetics or the price of getting older, you have been lied to. It is rarely a death sentence for your hair. It is a deficiency in specific biological signals. We are going to restart those signals today. For those who don't know me, I am Dr. David Thompson. I have spent the last 30 years in the trenches of clinical nutrition and botanical medicine. I have seen the rise of wonder drugs that promise the world and deliver only side effects. My mission with this channel is simple: to empower you to stay independent and healthy without becoming a customer of the pharmaceutical industry for the rest of your life. I believe that the human body has an incredible capacity for regeneration, provided we give it the right software found in nature. To understand why your hair is falling out, we need to look at the soil it grows in. I want you to count how many of these 5 everyday symptoms you are currently experiencing. 1. The cold extremity sign. Do your hands or feet feel cold even when the room is warm? This is a sign of poor peripheral circulation. 2. The slow heal sign. If you get a small cut or a bruise, does it take more than a week to disappear? 3. The brain fog, mid-afternoon, around 3 p.m. Do you feel like you need a nap or a third cup of coffee just to think straight? 4. Vertical nail ridges. Run your thumb over your fingernails. Do you feel raised lines running from the cuticle to the tip? 5. Scalp tenderness. Does your scalp ever feel sore or inflamed, especially after a long day of work? Comment your number below. If you have 3 or more, you are suffering from microvascular ischemia and chronic oxidative stress. Let's use a metaphor. Your scalp is like a high-tech garden. Each hair is a plant. Ischemia is like a kink in the garden hose. No water, blood, gets to the plant. Oxidative stress is like acid rain. It damages the plant's DNA and makes it stop growing. When these two happen together, your hair follicles enter a panic mode called the telogen phase, the shedding phase, and stay there. We need to move them back into the anagen phase, the growth phase. The hero herb we are discussing today is rosemary. Now, don't dismiss this because it's in your kitchen. This plant contains some of the most potent neuroprotective and vasodilating compounds known to man. In ancient Greece, students wore rosemary garlands to improve their memory. They knew then what we are only now proving with double-blind studies. Rosemary talks to your blood vessels. Take Robert, a 54-year-old office manager from Chicago. Robert sat under fluorescent lights for 10 hours a day. His stress was through the roof. He started developing a classic monk's patch on the crown of his head. Robert was terrified of the blue pill side effects associated with common hair loss drugs, loss of libido, depression, and heart palpitations. He chose the rosemary protocol instead. For the first 4 weeks, nothing happened. But by week 8, he noticed peach fuzz. By week 24, he went to his barber, and the barber asked, "Robert, did you get a hair transplant?" Robert was able to regain 40% of his hair density in 6 months, and his scalp felt healthier than it had in decades. Let's get technical for a moment, because understanding the why is what will keep you consistent. The primary enemy of hair growth in both men and women is an androgen called dihydrotestosterone, DHT. DHT attaches to the hair follicle and literally strangles it. It cuts off the blood supply. Rosemary contains a specific phenolic diterpene called carnosic acid C20H28O4. Carnosic acid acts like a biological shield. It prevents DHT from binding to the follicle receptors. Furthermore, rosemary stimulates the production of vascular endothelial growth factor, VEGF. Think of VEGF as a construction foreman that tells your body to build new, tiny blood vessels, capillaries, around the hair bulb. It's like taking that kink out of the garden hose and adding extra sprinklers. This process is called angiogenesis. In 2015, a groundbreaking study was published in the medical journal SK Med. This wasn't a small, biased test. It was a randomized, controlled trial. They took 2 groups of people with androgenetic alopecia. Group A used 2% minoxidil, a popular over-the-counter chemical. Group B used rosemary essential oil. After 6 months, both groups showed significant and equal increases in hair count. But here is the kicker. The minoxidil group suffered from intense scalp itching, redness, and irritation. The rosemary group, nothing. Rosemary gave the same clinical results as the drug, but it actually nourished the scalp instead of irritating it. It's the difference between using a harsh chemical to clean a floor and using a nourishing wax. How do you actually do this? You can't just rub a steak seasoning on your head. If you have sensitive skin, start with a rosemary rinse. Boil 2 cups of distilled water with 3 fresh sprigs of rosemary. Let it simmer until the water turns a deep amber. Use this as a final rinse after your shower. For those with visible thinning, you need the oil. Base, 30 milliliters of pumpkin seed oil. Active, 10 to 12 drops of pure rosemary essential oil. The booster, 2 drops of peppermint oil, which further increases blood flow via cold menthol receptors. Apply this 90 minutes before bed.
Why?
Because your scalp's temperature rises slightly when you sleep, which aids in the absorption of the carnosic acid. This is the secret sauce. While the oil is on your head, sit in a chair and hang your head between your knees for 4 minutes while massaging gently. This uses gravity to flash flood the follicles with blood. I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed your hair falling out more during times of high stress? That's the oxidative stress we talked about. Drop a yes in the comments if you've noticed that stress-shed connection. We have covered a lot today. We talked about Martha's journey from the brink of a nursing home to a life of vibrant independence. We've looked at the molecular structure of carnosic acid and how it rivals pharmaceutical drugs without the side effects. If you are feeling overwhelmed, start small. Start with the rosemary rinse. The most important thing is to stop the starvation of your follicles today. Your hair is a reflection of your internal vitality. When you take care of the soil, the garden will always respond. Don't let the industry convince you that you are broken or too old. You are a biological marvel capable of renewal. Before you go, 1. Subscribe to this channel. My next video is going to cover the 3 kitchen spices that can lower your blood pressure naturally, vital for keeping those scalp capillaries open. 2. Download the Hair Health Checklist in the description. 3. Share this video with one friend who is worried about their hair. You might just save them from a lifetime of chemical dependency. I'm Dr. David Thompson. Keep looking to nature, keep moving, and stay independent. I'll see you in the next video.